Hi, I'm Emily Mayhew, a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas and the owner of Harbor of Hope Counseling and Wellness. I'm sure many of you have seen on the news that during this time of the COVID-19 outbreak, it's a significantly important time for those who might be struggling with mental health and emotional issues, and that is very true. However, today I just wanted to spend a few moments offering a different perspective for you, based on the clients that I see in my office and based upon my own personal experience over these last few weeks. It's interesting because a lot of the clients that I see are adolescents and teenagers who struggle with thoughts of self-harm or thoughts of suicide. And it's been very interesting to see that since our shelter-in-place order happened almost 2 weeks ago, the thoughts of self-harm and suicide in the teenagers that I serve have actually significantly decreased, if not completely stopped. And that seems a little odd. You would expect that these thoughts would actually go up during a time like this when they're completely isolated from their friends. And I submit to you that this decrease in thoughts, negative thoughts like self-harm and suicide, is probably due to two reasons. Number one, some of them were victims of some bullying or ridicule, and so now that they're not in their school environments, then therefore they're not receiving that same victimization. So that's an obvious plus. But I really think it's more for another reason. Most of the teens that I work with these days are very overworked and have a high level of stress. Many of them are in dual credit and AP classes. They're in multiple extracurricular activities, clubs, social events. Many of them stay up late at night doing homework and then on social media, and then they're going all night and all weekend, and so they're significantly stressed. And since this shelter-in-place time, they're not able to go to school, they're not able to participate in all these extracurricular activities, and those things are good things, but now they're home a lot more, they're getting more sleep, they're not as overworked and overstressed, and I personally believe that that has been the main reason behind the significant decrease in self-harm and suicidal thoughts in the teens that I serve. Another interesting population is my marriage and family clients. You would think that being sheltered in one place underneath the same roof 24/7 would cause people to actually argue more and to have more conflict. And for some people this is true, and unfortunately we are seeing a higher increase of child abuse in our area during this time, in those families that are very dysfunctional and already have an abuse history. However, with the majority of the clients that I see, I'm actually hearing reports of decreased conflict in families and in marriages. And if you think about this for a moment, the two main times of the day that we see our spouse or our families is early in the morning when we're half asleep, half awake, and we're rushing to get out the door, trying to hurry to work and school. And then late again in the evening after a full day of work or school with lots of curricular activities afterwards. And so once again, we're tired and stressed. But now a lot of people are working from home, all of the kids are at home, and unfortunately some people have even lost their jobs, which is a tragedy of this time. But the fact that more families are together during the day when they are awake and alert and they've had more sleep, they're actually getting to eat lunch together. Some of them are going out after work and school, going for walks, playing activities in the yard, and they are having less conflict and more time for healthy communication. So I would just like to submit to you that maybe after this time is over, when we are able to get our lives back to normal, maybe we need to reprioritize. How are we spending our time? How overworked and overstressed are we? How overworked and overstressed are our children? And are there some changes in priorities and some shifts in our schedules that maybe might need to be made to keep us all more mentally and emotionally healthy? Now, I also want to bring your attention to some populations that we really do need to be monitoring carefully at this time. And those are, of course, the elderly, single people who may not live with anyone else. They may be living all alone and not get any daily interaction other than online. And then another population that a lot of people don't consider during this time is only children. If you're a parent of an only child, you have to remember that your child doesn't have any siblings to play with, hang out with, argue with, do games with, and so the only face-to-face interaction they're getting is with adults. And so therefore it's important for us to remember to allow them that extra online time to get to hang out with their friends so that they don't get more depressed during this time. If you or anyone that you know of is experiencing extreme emotional or mental distress during this time, I'd be happy to help. I'm currently offering secure HIPAA compliant telehealth sessions that can be done in the security and safety of your own home. So if you need any of my services, please feel free to call me at 214-308-2288, or you can visit my website for more information, harborofhope.net. Or if you'd just like to have weekly updates about health and wellness tips, how to stay healthy during this time, how to be mentally and emotionally healthy, some fun activities to do with your family, then please like my Facebook page, Harbor of Hope Counseling and Wellness. Thank you, and I pray that you all stay healthy and safe during this time.